All right. So there we go. Okay, good. Okay, well, it's centered on mine. But you're able to see all of it, everything on the screen? As far as the map? Okay. So, flip it, of course. All right. So, again, you want to download, that's your numbers app and your map view. All right. And again, you can't download any of your leads or anything without having that numbers app. So I'm going to go ahead and open up this map view. And when you open up the map view, it's just plain, right? You can use your fingers to have it looks good. Okay. My husband's screaming. Thank you. Use your fingers on a map view so that you can, of course, enlarge and, look at the whole map, if you will. The very first thing we want to do is we want to go down to the 3 lines here and pull up this bar. Okay. Now on this bar, you're going to see today's date. You're going to see list by name, filters, planned activities, tips, recent activities, spreadsheet, import, and settings. Now we only use, I'm sorry, what did you say? Oh, I don't know how I'm echoing. I'm sorry, he said I'm echoing. Okay, is that better? Can you hear me now? Okay, great. Thank you. All right, guys. So we do not use the planned activities, the trips, or the recent activities. All 3 of those work together. And the reason why we do not use it is because the last time we did put some planned activities in there, the only way we were able to have them removed was to literally delete every single lead. And you don't want to delete your leads in your map view. So I'll show you a way to just create your route without actually using that planned activities or the trips. All right. So again, we want to go ahead up in here, list by name. We're going to start at the top. So the top is just your map, and it's going to show your calendar for the day. So if you need to have your calendar in front of you, if you're setting appointments, they do have the handy little calendar right there in front of you. The next one is going to be list by names. This is going to show you all of your clients' names. All right. This is going to be everybody that is in your map view, everybody. Okay. The circle is going to be what's going to be in that radius. If I had a filter turned on where you would be able to see any of my leads, when I select circle, I would be able to see whatever leads are going to be in that radius. All right. I'll show you that again later. The map view, again, is just the view of your whole map. Filtered is going to be whatever filter I have turned on. All, again, is all my clients. So let me go ahead and go back. Now, filters is the same thing as your groups, as you see that up top. You can create an external group or your general group. You can also set just other filters, if you will, other type of groups. Like I have my local here and a couple agents who may have had leads that are no longer with the company. And then I have a personal individual's name and then where the event or a house or hotel was near that event. So you can set this up any way that you like. Looking back up top, you'll see that I already have some filters set up because, of course, I do use my iPad all the time. You want to go ahead and set it up ahead of time. Again, you need to have these groups set up before you could import anything into your iPad. There's always going to be an unassigned. I did not create that. That's just set up because sometimes we will import leads and not assign it to a group. It will go into that unassigned group, if you will, in that filter. Okay. So I'm going to just zoom in a little bit. You'll see I have my A lead sold, NTO and lapse reports that have been worked. Policy holder, that's the PH, that's policy holders that are worked. Call or check back clients. individuals that I have called on that have died. Emails that I've sent, check back. If you notice, there's only one in there, or there's 11. There's 11 in there. Where's it at? Email 1. Hi. Hey, Sarah. So again, these are the different filters. Yes, I can hear you. Hi. Okay, you can hear me? Oh, okay. No problem. So again, we're just looking at anybody that just joined onto the call. We're looking at the live YouTube video while I'm going through the conference call. Okay. So we're already in the map view and we're looking at the filters right now and the different filters that I have already have set up in my iPad that I use. I do know that there are other agents that have their leads set up as far as new leads, old leads, A or B leads, right? And then there's other individuals that have them set up per. Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear me? Okay, so again, you can have them set up with your own leads as far as the counties that you work in. If you work a lot of counties, I know before when I was running the 5 different states, I had this set up based on counties. All right, I had Allegheny County, York County, Indiana County. I had all the different counties, but now I have it kind of all lumped in together with leads right here. All of my leads are together, and my orphan leads, my policyholder leads, so forth and so on. All right, so I already created a test group before I got on here, so I'm going to delete that and we're going to go back in and I'll show you how to set up these groups. Right at the top, you're going to see groups and a plus sign. If you press on that, now that's what the blue is, category or your groups. All right, so we're going to add a group. I'm going to put it in the general because it's nothing fancy. And I'm going to go ahead and name this group. If my finger will work. And this is going to be test. All right. You want to assign a pen and you can go ahead and pick whatever type of pen you'd like. I like to see the names. So I always pick that name tag and I'll pick blue. And we're going to download a spreadsheet into this iPad. So right now there's no contacts for me to assign. And then I'll hit save. Now, if I wanted to assign a contact that was already in this iPad, if you press on assign contacts, all of those leads that are already in here are going to pop up. So say I want to pick on John and I hit save, John will be added to that group. I don't want John in there. So we're going to go back. All right. And just hit save. Now, when we scroll down, we'll see the test group is right there. Okay. Now, I'm going to hit my home button twice to back out, and I'm going to go to my email. Now, say somebody emailed you some leads, and what you would tell them to do is say, hey, send me those leads in PDF as well as an Excel spreadsheet. Here's my test leads in Excel. That way you can open that right up. Here is my title. So I know that this is the spreadsheet that I want. You also make sure that you have a title line and there's no spaces in between there. There needs to be a lead data right after that first column of your title, okay? So we see that everything is there. You're going to go over and hit your share button up top. And notice, you're going to slide your finger over until you see the Numbers app. Numbers. Copy the numbers. Here's our test lead still, so we want to make sure it's the same title. Every now and then, when you're doing this a lot and you have a ton of spreadsheets, it'll pull one of the older ones. You just want to make sure you have the right spreadsheet that's coming over. You'll always get this error because it's different font. It doesn't matter. Just hit OK. And here we have our spreadsheet. All right. Here's all my test names, so I know that. I'm going across, everything's there, great. Go up to your 3 little dots and you're going to export this, all right? So you press on export and this needs to be a CSV format. Now when we go through here, you're going to see, oh, hey, I got Zoom right there. Oh, okay. Copy to Zoom. Well, I don't want Zoom right now, but I will figure that out. Copy to map view, all right? If that map view does not show up, it means you must have selected Excel. Just go back and share it as a CSV, all right? So here we go. Now it's detecting a spreadsheet. It's doing all its fancy work for you so you don't have to key in all 50, 60, 70 leads. And now it's going to pop up. Again, we want to check to make sure that it is our test lead, right? And then you're going to go through and you're going to find the filter that you want to add these leads. So again, I have my test. I'm going back up and I'm hitting next. This is where you are going to format your leads. When you first do this, when you're brand new with MapView and you first do this, nothing is going to be highlighted. This side of the map view is your spreadsheet and all the columns that are on that spreadsheet. Everything is going to be here. On this side is basic information that is already in map view. You want to make sure you are mapping all of your information. And how you do that is you see first name here, so first name, right? So say there was a middle name. I would press there and then I would hit C. Of course, C is not the middle name, it's an address, so I don't want to do that. But just to show you how that highlights. You press there and press here and it highlights. So I wanted to highlight that. Mine are already mapped. So last name, A is last name, B is first name. Custom field. As you see here, I had to actually add the age, media, received, assigned, and second approach letter here. How you do that is you just press on the add field. And I have one that's open down here is my language. So again, I open that up and I just hit K and it'll automatically map. Now, the next time I do this, I will not have to remap it. It does remember your mapping. All right. From here, we're going to hit next. Now, it just gives you another opportunity to check to make sure that everything that you want it to come over is mapped. All your columns are mapped. Now we hit import. Make sure that's the number of leads that you wanted. So I have 59 going through. Again, if you realize, hey, I know I'm only putting in 20 and this says 60, you're importing the wrong spreadsheet, go back and start over. So we're going to hit continue because I know that I'm doing the test and it's done. Click OK and it's telling you now that's going to show you the map. Now, you notice my test, there's nothing there. Don't get scared. Go up and hit back. It kind of does a little refresh. Go back into your filters. When you scroll down, your leads are going to be there, but notice there's another filter that created itself. I don't know why it does that. It just does. Go right here to the little I. It's going to pop up delete group or delete group and members. If you delete the group and the members, you have deleted all of those leads and you will have to do it over. You only want to delete the group. Okay. Now I'm going to not delete it right now because I want to show you something. Right now, here are the leads. I want to go back through, check my filters, and I just want to show you these leads, right? So you see your little pins as well as the rest of your leads. This will look like it's a lead that you're about to delete and you may question it. But if you just press on that little pin, you're going to see, and of course I did all of mine as a test as the last name. So you know that it's okay, delete it. So go ahead back over here. I just wanted to show you that. Click there, click delete group. And again, and notice that pen stayed there. It just now revealed the full name. And that is what you want. So now we have all of those leads imported into our map view that fast. No more having to key in name, address, phone number, and all that information. When you press on one of your leads, all of the information is going to show up. So if there was a phone number, address, how old the person is, the media type, if it was a TV or mailer, the date it was assigned. I created these times and stuff. So, but if it was a real date and times, then you would know that information there. Notes, you can add your notes right in here. Test group that's where we assigned it, and other groups. So right here, if in fact I went ahead and I door knocked this individual and I got to my car and I was like, okay, they were not interested, I couldn't write them. You could press right there at notes. It's going to, I press the plus sign up top. It's going to give you a date and time. I'm going to just put test in here, and that's it, right? Now that saved it. I can press the back button, go back in, and that note is going to be sitting right there. To change this group, if I realize that I door knocked the old lead and this person had passed away, I do put it in the dyed filter, and I unselect the test. Now that lead is gone. It's now sitting over in the other filter. All right. So that is one way that you can manage your leads as you're working them. When you sell them, you want to put them in worked or sold, and you do want to keep those in your iPad, because say, the next day you get a phone call and it was that lead. And they're saying, oh, you know what? I realize I can't really afford that $120. You can go right to the iPad where you had sold, pull up the information, the notes that you just entered, and say, hey, well, you know what? What would be more comfortable for you? I noticed, and that, and the third, whatever, right? I also like to put in, whenever I'm working with a client, notes, what their dog's name is, what their cat's name is. I write all those things down on the lead if I'm working with the paper when I'm in the home. But if I have the iPad, when I'm in that house, I am in their page. And again, you just click on the little body, and I am adding my notes as we are doing our presentations. I'm just keying the stuff in. That way I always know and I remember what's going on with that person. And it's nice whenever they call you that you can go right back into your iPad and pull up those different notes to ask them. Like maybe they were having surgery coming up. You can add that into your map view. So when you check back in with them, you're looking at your information and you can say, hey, how was that surgery? Everything went well, da, 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 da. And it just makes them feel better. Okay. So that is how you import an Excel spreadsheet into Mapview. These are your filters. Now, I'm going to put in, I have my test people here, and I'm going to show you the Tough Mudder. All right. So there's 4 leads, the hotels, and they're over there. So yeah, we did the Tough Mudder last month. So I have those addresses there. I'll go into my not interested, and you'll see those different pins. So as I'm highlighting them here, they're showing up on the map. You guys see that? Leads that are sold, I have them as little dollar signs. So those are sold, okay? Going down to wrong packets. So I have it like little paperwork. I'll come in close so you can see that. The blue dot, that is where I am right now. I do have the iPad that has Wi-Fi and cellular data on the iPad, so it's always working. It always knows where I am. If I was, say, I don't know, I stopped at the store and I figured, you know what, I had a good 3 hours that I could work, I can just press on my filters and see what's going on around me. So here's a person that's already sold. I'm not going to click on them because it's a real person, but I can click on them and see when I sold them, how much, they've taken out, how long ago it was. and say it was somebody that was 3 years ago. I could just stop in on them. Hey, what's going on? I was just in the area, wanted to check in with you guys, make sure everything was good. Has there been any changes? You have a birthday coming up, because again, when you have a policy holder, you have all of that information. You have their date of birth, you have the policy number, you have everything. And you just go ahead and knock on that door and see if it's time they want to go ahead and do a small increase or a large increase because their birthday's coming up and they're still pretty healthy or not. But this helps you to be able to work your business more effectively. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and unselect these things except for the test. I'm going to leave my test one highlighted because I'm going to show you some other things that's on the board. Hey, where are those leads at? Oh, they're way down there. Okay. So I'm going to hit back up here. So I'm just moving all of that out the way. So I have my full map and I have my leads. I want to create a route. All right. Say I'm going to be in this county for 4 days. And as you see, these leads are all over the place. What I can do is I can come over here and this little arrow up top, I can hit the down arrow. My finger will work. This little circle or squiggly line, it says draw a shape. I can come around here and draw this shape. When I go down here to next, I can create the visits, which again, if in fact you create those visits, it's going to go into that filter I told you that we don't use, and then you'll have to go and delete each one of them when you're done. So I just create a group. So you can create a new group. It's going to have everybody's name that's highlighted. Click on next. General. I can say Monday's route. Monday's route. Okay. Assign a pen. Say I want to do an orange pen on this one. There's 13 people that I'm going to see on Monday, and I'm going to hit save. And then I'm going to hit done. Now, when you notice that they're orange, when I go over here back to your filters, excuse me, my fingers, there we go, back to your filters, you have your Monday route that's highlighted, the test that's highlighted. You can unselect the test and only look at the leads that you're going to be working for that day. Notice where these pins are, because when I'm done working this route, I will hit the I. Do not delete those members. Delete the group. I can go back down to my test and there are those pins again. So when you create that group, you are not moving those leads from the original group. You're just adding a new group. Okay, so you'll know that that would be Monday. You can do the same thing for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. And again, I'll do that again. I'll go ahead and back out so that I have my full screen. I'll press down on my arrow, my squiggly line. See, I want these individuals. Hit next. Create a group. General. Again, assign it, and I'm done. I'm going to hit cancel because I don't want to do that again. Now, I will click on the create visit so you can see what it does. So here it's going to show you everybody's name and their addresses. You're going to hit next. You're going to go ahead and put, when would you like to plan your trip? So I would say tomorrow, right? Would you like to schedule visits on the weekend? I just left that as blank. You can do default and tags. You don't have to put anything there, or you could. I left it as none. You're going to hit next. In here, again, how many days do you want to work? Say I wanted to do 4 days. You can show detail, and it's going to show you where these leads are on the map. So as I go close, day 1 is in blue. So it's telling us we should be working up here for day 1, and then day 2 down bottom. All right. So you can utilize that. I'm going to go back to the trip preference. I'm going to go back out. I'm going to show you again when you create the visit. You have these little home, so that allows you to pick when you want to start. I was trying to press it, it's not letting me press it. Okay, so I can select the person's house that I want to start at. Okay, and then it's going to, as I go through next all the way to the end, when I hit done, it'll actually show me a route. I just, again, I don't want to do that because I don't want to have to delete everything out. So very good. If I wanted to add these people to a group, I would select those again, and then I would just come out and pick a group to add them to. Again, I do not want to add them to another group because, again, these are tests, individuals, and I don't want to. So I'm done with that. So I'm hitting clear. All right. And then down bottom, done. You can go back up, hit the down, and is that working for me? Okay. Our map settings. Sorry, I was moving the phone. Map. Your map settings, you can have it for your miles or the kilometers. You can do satellite or standard. So if you like to have the map where you can kind of see a little more detail, I'll leave it like that for a second. When you scroll in, I'll let that catch up. You can kind of see a little better detail as far as this individual, where they live, especially if you're working in the winter. They're going to be on a main road or in the woods. So that helps a great deal. You can show the buildings or not, show points of interest or not. You can do your Apple Maps turn by turn. You can change the color. You can do gray if you like gray. You can do all kinds of things. If you need your font to be bigger, you can enlarge that font or minimize it, your text. And also your address labels, home and work. You can set those up, all right? So, beautiful thing here. There is your map. Scroll down, and you can change it right there as well. So if you hit that little map, you can go into your 3D or go back to standard. And then your little, I like to say it tells me where I am, my navigator. Just click on it and it's going to take you right back to where you are right now. Okay, so a lot of goodies with the map view, a lot of goodies. If in fact you need help, if you need help with how to download the spreadsheet, when you get into that map view, it does show you how to import a spreadsheet. It walks you through step by step right there as well. I just know this, for me, it's easy as a visual to see that. And whenever I'm going to put the phone down for a minute while I log in, you want to go into your back office. Actually, can't show you that because that'll show you the real leads, and I can't do that. So anyway, when you go into your back office for the leads, those that are Lincoln Heritage agents, you guys know when you select your leads, you have an option of selecting it to be downloaded as a CSV or PDF or Excel. Some of us have the Excel. You want to download that as an Excel or a CSV, either is fine. Once you download that spreadsheet, it'll be the same. All right, so it'll be as though it's an Excel, and then you're going to hit the up arrow. You're going to find your numbers. Same exact process. It's just you'll be pulling your leads down from your back office. Hit your done, right? Your 3 dots, your export, CSV. Look for your map view. And of course, that'll go away. Select your group. And we already have them in there. So I'll just click test again. Next, map them. But again, this will already be mapped for you. So it's the exact same steps. Import. 59 individuals done. Our filters go down. Notice the test 59, 117. And that 59 is that dummy group. So I'm going to just click and delete that group so that all my leads are in there. And when you shrink your map, you'll be able to find where your leads are. There they go. There's my babies. Now, anytime you see those little leads and they just show the last name, that means that there's duplicates. If you press on it, press on the little body, you're going to see both names. That means you messed up somewhere. Easy thing is you can just press on that, click on edit, go to info, scroll all the way down, and delete it. Unfortunately, you cannot delete all of them at the same time. You have to go one by one. Okay? So that is our list by names, our filters. Again, I do not use the planned activities, trips, or the recent activity. Spreadsheet import, I showed you that. And your settings. The settings is, again, amazing. This side is a little bit different because it does give you the option to back up and restore. So if you are one that's using your iPhone, you can have your map view on your iPhone, and you could be utilizing that throughout the day and doing your updates and putting notes through your phone. You then can come here and go back to restore, go up, and you'll see I've just been using my iPad. But if you were on your iPhone, it would say iPhone, the last date and the time that you used it or did any updates. You would just press on that and it would update it based off of your cell phone. So now all of your lovely notes and all of your changes that you've done throughout the course of the day will now reflect on your iPad. So they do sync, but you have to sync it. It does say down here to back up daily. Mine did not really back up from my iPhone to my iPad all the time. So I went in and I did a restore whenever I would come and work on the iPad after I've used my iPhone. Okay. So again, still has the same thing, your note text sizes, your notes, log calls and emails. You can make calls through your iPad. You can log it there. I do not utilize that at all. I will say that, and I did learn this from my husband, that when I was not able to find this address on my phone, on my GPS, in the truck GPS, and I pressed on that little arrow, sure enough, this is going to take you right to that house. And I just backed out because I think it was going to pop up my address and my baby screaming at me. So all you have to do is press on that and it is going to go through the Apple's map and give you those directions. And I have been able to find homes that I was not able to find otherwise. So definitely utilize that tool if you are in an area that you just cannot find that home using your GPS or your phone GPS. Utilize your iPad because it's definitely been more accurate in a lot of cases. So we made it work. We made it work. Again, I apologize for the glitches at the start of the call. But yeah, we'll get that PDF up and rolling as soon as possible. But any questions, you definitely can unmute your phone. I know that there was a ton of comments and questions that came through the video, but I was not able to look at that and hold the phone at the same time. So if you guys wanted to repeat that, feel free. I'm looking at okay. Raheem just said he learned something new, more visits. Sorry, that just idea of coming to me now. You're doing great. Thank you. Hey, thinking about this. Recommendation. Link in Heritage Funeral Advantage use. Thank you, George. Can we do the import process through the regular browser on the computer? No. The map view is only through Apple and iPad. I tried to download the map view on my iMac and it wasn't there. So I couldn't download it. So it's on the iPad or the iPhone. Would have been nice. I tried that. And that's it. Okay, guys. So quick and easy. Quick and easy. At the end of this video, I will in the descriptions put the link to add yourself to the agent GroupMe. And tomorrow I will have the screenshots of this training put in a presentation and upload it for you guys so that you can follow along step by step. And if you have any other questions, feel free to post a comment. This is an easy one. But again, all your information can be right here at your fingertips. Those, again, that are Lincoln Heritage agents, at the end of the year, we cannot request the policyholder lists or orphan policyholder list until December. But when December comes, put that notification, put it in your calendar, put it in your schedule to make sure that when December comes, you request your policyholders, because that is where you are going to be able to work your business full circle. Every single month, you are able to request your NTO and lapse report. That is 0 right now because it's almost time to have the new NTO and lapse report downloaded into my map view, and I'll be working that next month. So I refresh that every single month. The NTO and lapse report that we receive every month is in PDF. However, you can call Lincoln Heritage and ask them for that file in an Excel spreadsheet. Notice they're going to email you an Excel. You're going to go through, download it, upload it into numbers, export it into MapView as a CSV format. All right. Definitely want to do that. That way, those NTO, those people are going to pop up while you're working your leads. You can see who NTO'd, who lapsed, who's canceled, and just drop in on them. There's no reason why you should not or cannot be successful in this business when you have and use the tools that are given. And I believe the map view is about $9.99 a month. We are on the old school plan, which is $4.99 a month because we've been using it for several years. I believe the new plan is $9.99. So it is definitely worth the price. And again, you can have everything right at your fingertips. If you have your iPad and utilize your iPad, of course, your secure app would be sitting down there. You could have your presentation binder right on your app. Everything can be right here. So you don't need to do or use anything else. Like my background is the actual lead piece. Let me back up. It's the actual lead piece that I have at the front of my iPad. So I don't have to have that on a clipboard if I didn't want to, right? I do have an app that I use, and I have my leads before. I had my leads just downloaded and put on the iPad. So when I came to the door, it was just as nice as that. And you see, you can write on here and erase anything on there at the top or all the different leads. This is an old one, but you know, you can just go through and write on the leads or not. So that's it, guys. That is it. Once again, thank you for jumping on. I apologize for the little glitch, but we got through it. That is what we do as life insurance agents. Sometimes our days do not go as planned, but we have to push through and make it work anyway. So with that, guys, have a phenomenal evening. Look forward to seeing and speaking with you guys soon. Again, thank you for that Zoom nugget. I see that it was on my phone. So I am going to, or on my iPad, I'm going to check that out so that the next time I do a video or need to do a video on the screen, I can share that screen. I'm looking forward to that. So guys, be blessed. Have a wonderful end of the week. This is the last week for the month. Let's go ahead and close this month out strong and start next month strong. Without any questions, comments? All right. Let's go. You can still hear me.